Good morning from day 2 on trail. We woke up to a little bit of rain this morning, so we kind of just waited around in our tents until it passed. Luckily that didn't take very long. And then we packed up all of our gear. On this night, we decided to stay in our tents instead of in one of the huts, mostly because of the mileage we were doing. Based on our really short timeline and the way we'd organized our trip, we sort of ended up with mileage that put us in between shelters, so either we'd had to do a weird short day or a really long day, so we ended up just camping in the middle for one of the nights. The Sunshine Coast Trail is Canada's longest hut-to-hut hiking trail. So you can absolutely do this entire trail with only staying in huts. You wouldn't even need to bring a tent necessarily, unless you wanted to bring it as backup just in case. Right?
Yeah, top, and it's sheer.
We're on morning 3 on the Sunshine Coast Trail. I think we've had to make some adjustments to our plan. So we've been on a pretty decent time crunch this whole time, so we're trying to, push some miles, but we were talking to some other backpackers and there's still quite a lot of snow above 800 meters, which is going to slow our pace pretty significantly, which means that we're not going to be able to push the miles that we were hoping we could. We have decided to make our way to Tin Hat Hut just before the 100-kilometer mark. From Tin Hat Hut, we'll turn around and do the 30 kilometers or so back to Powell River. 70 or 80 kilometers shy of the finish, which is a little annoying, but my hiking buddy has a flight to catch. So we're a little bit constricted on our scheduling when we have to take 2 ferries back to Vancouver. The stars would need to align perfectly for that to happen. So we're just going to switch gears a little bit. So we'll do the first half of the trail, and then maybe I'll come back and finish the second half at some point when there's less snow. Anyway, that's all. Oh, and it's starting to rain. Time to put my camera away. Don't need to get that wet. I don't want to put my rain jacket on though, because I'm just going to sweat. The rain's so pretty. The rain jacket still smells like the trail. I sweat. Such is life. Head zippers. Check it out. Yeah. So we're just coming into, I think I called it Lake Powell in the last one, but it's actually Powell River. Obviously Lake Powell is a totally different thing, just very similar names. We're coming into Powell River, into this parking lot. Word on the street is there's like a pub with fish and chips, but it's only 10:30 in the morning, so it'll be a tad early for that. But it is very pretty out here. If you look past the boats, wow, it's really nice. There's Ian taking videos.
We made a few new friends on trail, and 2 of them had parked their car at Powell River, which honestly is the smart thing to do. Don't leave your car at Lund, leave it at Powell River. You can leave a resupply, so you only need to take 3 days of food for the first section. Much better idea than what we had. Sadly, the pub was not open yet, so we snacked on a few chips and made our way across the bridge and back onto the trail.
Sometimes love is a river running strong.
Like, I don't know where to buy it up here.
At a lot of the running
Moving
stores.
like a wave through a rocky
Cheese sticks and pepperoni sticks.
That was our lunch yesterday.
Sometimes love is a dancer in the dark.
Oh, there's a little Ian out there
Spinning
taking a nap.
and twirling through the back door of your heart. And every time I think of you, well, something happens in my mind. And every time I try to leave, you're keeping me occupied. I'm losing track of time.
Our hike from our campsite at Little Sleeman Lake to Anthony Island Hut was about 25 kilometers. It felt like a lot less up and down than yesterday, but that could just be my legs getting used to the terrain. Anthony Island Hut is at kilometer 65, so we're making some good progress in 2.5 days.
Just arrived at Inland Lake, which popped me out onto this really nice flat path. So I get to be on this path for a few kilometers actually. We get to go basically all the way around the southern tip and up the eastern side of the lake. We're gonna stop at Anthony Island Hut and camp there for the night. But yeah, it looks beautiful. And it's been a really, really nice day, so that's pretty nice. The sun is shining, the lake is all sparkly. All you can hear is my squeaking backpack. When it gets humid, my backpack gets so squeaky. And it has been very humid these last few days. So, there we are. Aw, don't squash. Poor little toads. So cute there when they're little. This bridge is not in the best of shape. Not sure what happened to it, but it's looking a little sad. Seems stable-ish enough. Oh, that's a weird part though. Woohoo!
We arrived at Anthony Island Hut with a good amount of daylight left. Anthony Island Hut is the smallest, I think, and oldest hut on the trail, so there's only 3 bunks inside, or 3 platforms inside for anyone to sleep on. So there were 2 retired ladies who were hiking the trail that had got there first, so I took the 3rd, and then everyone else just set up their tents around. We all sat around the picnic table and ate dinner together, and then we took out the paper maps and tried to make some adjustments to our plans. We were all feeling a bit of a sense of urgency on our timelines, and the word that we were getting from hikers around us was that there was still a lot of snow at the higher elevations, which was coming up in our very near future. So we sat around and tried to make our new plan going forward.
I think between these two, so along this ridge here,
Taking pictures like pointing randomly like I was supposed to.
along this ridge here, you still have snow.
Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please make sure to leave a comment below and subscribe to the channel for more videos. I've just launched a brand new Patreon, so check the link below if you want to support this channel and get some exclusive behind the scenes content.